Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We've got this.
Now Murdoch up front, Manis shoots, scores! Sarah Manis! Down low, out front, Manis shoots, scores! Sarah Manis double dip, and the Barracudas have a 2-1 lead. Manis shoots, save made, rebound, they score! Bryn Pryor buries the loose puck.
Manis to the net, scores! Bounces off a body to Kate Manis, she scores! Trying to cut to the net, Manis scores! Kate Manis tries to feather that through, and she just missed. And Claire Murdoch scores off the back wall!
Here's Markakis, shoots, scores! Ellie Markakis, they rebound loose, scores! Kate Manis buries the rebound. Sarah in front of the net, shoots, scores!
And the Burlington Barracudas are the bronze medalists at the 2023 OWHA Provincials. In comes Christina Walker. Shooter, Walker scores! Moon walks the blue line, throws it on, rebound, they score!
Pryor, Murdoch, Manis, score!
The Burlington Barracudas are the bronze medalists at the 2023 OWHA Provincial. At forward, number 9, Claire Murdoch. At forward, number 17, Avery Holmes. At forward, number 17. At forward, number 34, Avery Peters. On defense, number 16, Mercedes Chaffee. On defense, number 16, Mercedes Chaffee. On defense, number 81, Callista Song. And in goal, wearing number 33, Lauren Boo. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to, this is Westwood Rink 5 with the OWHA Provincials for 2024. My name is Jared Bapty, happy to be here with Jaden Ho, and we are already underway. It was a quick turnaround between the previous game and this one, but we are 15-15-20, I believe, in this game. We have 15 minutes up on the clock, so a little bit different format than the Provincials, which was 3:20s, but it's the East Ottawa Stars taking on your Burlington Barracudas.
Should be a good one here, Jared. The teams met just once during the regular season, and a dominant 9-1 Burlington win out east. The Stars never paid a visit to Mainway Arena this season, but Burlington will look to keep their momentum against the Stars going.
And it's a short bench for Burlington. No call-ups allowed by the OWHA in this tournament. So down 2 players already going into this one. So it's a short bench, 5 defenders and 8 forwards. As you can see, we have our second line of Markakis, Peakenhagen, and Flores out there in force, though, but we started with Peters and Holmes and Murdoch as Charlotte Peakenhagen dumps that puck in, and goaltender for the East Ottawa Stars, Alessia Marola, gets her first touch of the game. That's Sarah Manis throwing it in front. Claire Murdoch, she scores! Right away, that's the first shot of the game for the Burlington Barracudas, and it hits the back of the net.
And a great start. It's the top line for the Barracudas. Third one's out for Burlington, and they get on the board. Claire Murdoch finds that rebound on Sarah Manis' original shot, and it's a backhand past the glove of Marola for Burlington to get on the board first. And for Murdoch, after a rough tournament last weekend, gets on the board early.
And that top line still out there. This is Brent Pryor on the receive of that pass. Goes off a stick and into the far corner. Sarah Manis tried to throw it back to her sister Kate, but it just handcuffed her, and it comes back out to center with Callista Song now. Kate Manis again. Pass into the middle for Murdoch. It was deflected off a stick, but she still received it. Taken into the boards and taken down. No call in that near corner there. Avery Peters trying to come up with it now. Out at center. It's chipped ahead by Emma Mae McKenzie. And fired round back of the net to the far side by Ella Humphrey. And up the boards now. Charlotte Peakenhagen with Avery Holmes. Just offside at the Stars blue line.
Well, it's a different look for this third line for Burlington. Charlotte Peakenhagen getting out there in place of Claire Murdoch, who started the game with Peters and Holmes. That'll be an interesting thing to watch throughout this game and throughout this tournament. Just the rotation on that third line, is they're not going to be able to keep it consistent, and seeing who can find chemistry throughout the tournament and create offense.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, too, if we see a defender jump up there for a shift or two with the extra defender, because we've got 3 on the bench right now as Peakenhagen tries to work it to the net, and that went off a body. Did not get through. Avery Holmes trying to steal that away. Up that far side and taken away now by Holmes. Pass ahead for Peakenhagen. Just off her stick, and she couldn't quite corral it in, and it's back the other way with Natasha Dubé now. Dubé able to dump it in. Mercedes Chaffee on it. Left it for Mackenzie Allen. Up the left wing side. Banked ahead for Peters, just behind her, but it is waved off for the icing, and screaming in there was TJ Flores. Tried to feather it in front for Peters, but that was just behind her, and she couldn't quite pull the trigger cleanly as Brent Pryor chips that ahead and picks up the puck off Flores. Got it into the far corner where Flores rings it round to the near side. Mackenzie Allen able to get it in deep again. Flores watched by Madison Wardle. And Ellie Markakis in there as well. Flores came up with it, threw it in front, and couldn't quite receive it cleanly. Charlotte Peakenhagen, and now back the other way. Open lane to the net. And Lauren Mooney with the first save of the game, and the play continues with the net well off its pegs, but that was Alexandra Parvin with the breakaway for Ottawa. And that shot goes just wide for Markakis, goes into the far corner. The net is replaced as it's cleared out to center by Ottawa. And that pass is cut from Kate Manis by Olivia Papineau. Fired in deep. Callista's Song up the near side. Held in by Chloe Lewis. Fired it round to the far side, and that's a dangerous pass from Song, but luckily went off the edge of the stick of the Ottawa attacker as Murdoch with a one-touch pass for Pryor that goes just wide off the drop from Manis, and she's got it again. Sarah Manis circling, fires a shot from the high slot that goes off the skate of Pryor, I think. Didn't quite hit the net. Pryor's got it now. Near side, cross ice, Manis fought off, rebound, comes to Manis again. Pryor scores! Valiant effort in net there by Marola to fight off the original shot, but it came right back out to Manis, and Pryor was wide open on that far side.
Well, once again, it's this top line delivering, but it's this defensive pairing of Ella Humphrey and Mercedes Chaffee that helps make this happen. Both of them activating in deep, messing with the defenders' coverage and forcing them to scramble around, and that opens up Bryn Pryor to bury that puck and put the Barracudas up by 2.
Well, and this is something that Burlington's going to have to keep in the back of their minds as well, as scoring goals, because the top team in the group moves on. So Burlington has to finish first if they want to be considered for the medal round. And then on top of that, it's going to come down to points and goals to decide who the top 3 teams are that get a bye straight to the semis at who plays on Saturday morning in the quarters. This is Burlington looking like they're on a power play right now, but that pass from Humphrey goes just out of the reach of Peters. Holmes tried to dig it out for Markakis, who's getting a look on this line with the Averys now. Chaffee just able to keep it alive, but she's caught. But unfortunately for Ottawa, it goes all the way down the ice for an icing call. This period is brought to you by BDO Canada. Start living debt-free with a free, no-obligation consultation from a BDO expert today. Just under 9.5 minutes to go in this first period. Burlington already with a 2-0 lead.
And
the
now it's Manis out
yep.
with this third line.
Just held in nicely by Kate Manis. Dropped off for Sarah. Walking the blue line, Sarah. Kate let it go for Holmes. Sharp angle. Stopped and gloved by Marola.
And for the Averys here, getting a chance to play with Sarah Manis briefly, that's always fortunate. She can set them up as well as anybody at this level, and she almost set up Avery Holmes on the far side.
Well, and you can see it all over social media and our videos as well. There's a connection between Avery Holmes and Sarah Manis that they like to have, as that's Peakenhagen working in. Save made by Marola. But yes, there's a friendship that has been kindled this year between Avery Holmes and Manis that I'm sure has a little bit of extra excitement getting to play together.
Well, of course, it's always good to get a chance to play with your friend, try and set each other up, as here's a chance.
Oh, Markakis with a good shot, and that backhander goes up over top of the net. As the Barracudas continue the pressure here offensively, Markakis back with it again. Allen at the line, far side, Manis. Floated that one on net. It went off a couple of sticks and didn't quite make it through. And it's backhanded now up the near side by Wardle. And now it's Parvin again. Parvin bullied by Peakenhagen, and she bullied her a little too much, and the penalty is being called against Peakenhagen for hooking.
Well, for the Barracudas, you have to be careful here against this Stars team. They've shown a lot of prowess on the rush, creating chances. Parvin with a couple of breaks and draws a penalty on that one. And for East Ottawa, this is an important power play, trying to get themselves back into this game. They can't let it slip away like they did last time these two teams met. And for Burlington, a chance to generate momentum on the kill.
Shot fanned on that far side by Madison Fonseca, and Pryor trying to dig the puck out. She's tripped up on the play, but no call, and Callista Song able to get it out and down the ice. Murdoch on it. And I think East Ottawa thought that was offside as a shorthanded opportunity for Pryor in front has stopped. And Murdoch is on it again in that far corner. Now Pryor behind the net. Brent Pryor still with it. Trying to pin it up on this near side wall to waste a little bit more time. And it's carried out to center now by Wardle. Poked at by Murdoch. Flanagan now to the far side. Pass doesn't connect. And Chaffee able to get it across to Song, who lifts it up and out to center at least. Knocked down in neutral ice by Alicia McDonald. Played back out at center again for Burlington. Manis has her stick lifted by Papineau, and McDonald dumps it into the near corner. Chaffee hard up the far wall, and it's going to get all the way down the ice and waste a bit more time on the penalty kill.
Well, the Barracuda is always dangerous shorthanded, and they showed it there. Claire Murdoch and Bryn Pryor going to work in the offensive zone, but it started with that long pass from Callista Song. Murdoch skates onto it, and that killed off a lot of time on this kill and also allowed for a couple of offensive opportunities.
Humphrey able to get it back out to center again. This is Lewis, Chloe Lewis over the blue line for the East Ottawa Stars. Knifed away from McDonald, and a rolling puck for Allen. She wasn't able to get all of the clear, but she still got it out to center again. Lewis, pass off Peters, and it goes all the way down into the Burlington zone. So Humphrey goes back for it. Peters on the tie-up, and Holmes didn't quite get there in time, and Ottawa now with a shot that rises up into Humphrey. So she made the block, and the penalty is over for Burlington. Bounces off the linesman ahead for Holmes now on the pass. Drops it off for Peters, and she tried to drag it out in front, but that was poked away by Flanagan and cleared the length of the ice again. Kate Manis banks it behind the net for Song. Song up the near boards, kicked into the middle by Peakenhagen, but it was stolen away by Parvin, who has looked good tonight so far for Ottawa.
Well, absolutely. Parvin's shown off her speed in this game. As we mentioned, a couple of those breakaways, but she's just confident with the puck and confident in her skating abilities. And she's going to be big if the Stars want to pull off an upset here.
It's another icing call against the East Ottawa Stars, and just over 5.5 minutes left in this first period. Murdoch and Pryor, the goal scorers so far, and they are out there again with Manis as Pryor lifted that one just wide. Kate Manis keeping it in deep. Belly couldn't get it past Manis. Rolling puck in the slot as Pryor centered that in front. Murdoch on the tie-up. Pryor dug it out, drops it back to the line for Allen. Cross for Kate Manis. High slot now, Sarah Manis. Dangles away from the forecheck. Allen with a long shot off a body into the far corner. Sarah Manis after it there. Pryor left it for Kate Manis. In deep Murdoch, high slot, Manis again shot. Fought off by Marola and out of play.
Another good shift for this line for the Barracudas, working in the offensive zone, moving the puck around. But for Kate Manis, she had a great weekend last weekend, a couple of big goals. Sarah obviously gets a lot of attention, but Kate Manis has come up big for the Barracudas in the clutch recently and also in the early season tournaments. She can be relied on in the big moments for Burlington.
Struggled a little bit mid-season with some injury, but is healthy now as that centering pass is kicked away by Flores. Peakenhagen out through center now. Markakis is with her. Peakenhagen has it lanced away from her, and it's poked out to center now. Boyle's on it for Ottawa. 1-on-2, though, as Mercedes Chaffee tracks her into the back wall as Flores picks up the puck, but fanned on her pass, though. Trying to walk out in front was McDonald, but it's taken away from her and cleared out to center again, and a penalty's coming to the Stars.
As we take a look here, it looks like it's Boyle heading off. I didn't see the signal from the official on what it's for, but it's 2 minutes.
Looked like a head contact penalty as the official went over to the score box there. So 4:26 left in this first period and the first power play of the game for the Barracudas. And it's that top line out there again. Peakenhagen with them, who drops it back for Kate Manis. Now Sarah. Far side now Murdoch. Tried to throw that in front. It was off Peakenhagen's skate, but Manis keeps it alive and just swatted at it. And it was Chloe Lewis who was able to get it back out to center again. Right back on the attack, though, is Burlington. Drop pass for Murdoch. Far side turning away from McDonald. Tried to leave it for Sarah Manis. Just out of her reach, but Murdoch keeps it going. Sarah Manis. Cross ice for Kate now. Walking the blue line, left it for Murdoch. Now back across for Manis. Tried to send it to the near side again, but that was intercepted and cleared out by Ottawa.
Good puck movement there. Claire Murdoch on the near side here had a great chance to get a shot off. Had some net to look at as well as Marola tried to scramble across. Murdoch just double clutched a little bit and couldn't get the shot away.
Rolling puck scooped up by Peakenhagen and settled down on that far side. Peakenhagen trying to work her way to the net, find an open lane, turning away from pressure, left it for Murdoch, and now back for Allen. Coming up on 30 seconds left in this power play for Burlington. Ellie Markakis returned to her by Allen. Pass was behind Murdoch, though, and so she recollects it. Sends it in deep for Peakenhagen. Back for Murdoch again in her feet. And Peakenhagen recollecting that puck. Peakenhagen decides to take it back out to center to make sure a change is completed, and Flores smartly does not play that puck as Murdoch was still headed off. Otherwise, that would have been a too many players penalty against Burlington. There's Flores with a pass now across for Markakis. Out through center and in. Markakis. Lots of open space, turning away. Sending it to the line for Allen. Far side Flores just fell under her stick there, but she knocked down the clearing attempt. Out in front, Markakis backhands it into the near corner for Peters, who's tied up there. And trying to get it out as Janelle Mentor. And tie up at the near hash marks. Puck rolls to the line for Sarah Manis, across for Song. Floated in front off a couple of skates, and Marola had to kick that one out as it went off a defender's skate. Holmes taken into the boards by Mentor. Sharp angle shot by Peters, comes back to the line. Allen stopped out in front and went off a body and didn't make it through. Song kept it alive. That pass bounces all the way down the ice, and that will be an icing call.
Well, for Burlington, they're unable to convert on the power play, but they keep moving the puck around well in the offensive zone, continuing the pressure, and Mackenzie Allen gets a good chance to get that one through to the net. Doesn't beat the block in the high slot, but the defenders for Burlington do a good job early in this game as activating into the cycle and getting in offensively.
Humphrey in for Murdoch. Back to Humphrey. Good knockdown at the blue line on that rolling puck by Humphrey. It's Murdoch again now in deep for Pryor. Centering it in front, but it was off a stick, and it's knocked out it down the ice by the Stars. Mooney's out to play it for Chaffee. Takes it behind her own net as the Barracudas start to swing, but that's cut off by Boyle. And that's just onside there as Murdoch is dumped into the boards, but a 2-on-1 develops with Pryor back out in front for Manis off a stick, but she's got it in the corner again. Back of the net for Pryor. Trying to find Manis again. Near side shot stopped. And Boyle, who knocked it down, skates it out to center. Into the offensive zone. Poked at by Chaffee. Puck comes back to the line, but the East Ottawa defenders were changing. So it's thrown to the open side. Bounces away from Boyle, and Chaffee able to keep it in deep as Burlington tries to complete a change. Pass ahead for McDonald now. Skating it on her off wing. Trying to work it to the front. Bounced it wide of the net, and now Flores gets it ahead for Peakenhagen. Rolling puck in neutral ice, glove down by Peakenhagen. Long wrist shot into the crest of Marola, and she hangs on.
Well, it's been a great period for the Barracudas. Only just one shot listed for the Stars in the opening frame. So Lauren Mooney, as you saw, getting out there, activating and getting a touch of the puck, trying to stay in it. It's always tough on a goaltender when you're not facing a lot of shots. It's hard to feel like you're in the game. So Mooney making sure that she remains focused as she steps out to play it there.
Oh, and especially when that one shot was a breakaway. That's rolled all the way down the ice, but it goes on net. So we'll count that as a shot, as Mooney had to stop it. And the buzzer signals the end of the first period. 2-0 the score for Burlington. And they seem to be fairly in control so far.
Well, yeah, as we said, a great period. It's 2-0. Certainly feels like it could be more. You think of the chances that the Barracudas had that they didn't convert on. So they'll look to bury those more in this second period. Another 15-minute frame for the middle period. And the Barracudas have moved the puck well. As we said, the defenders doing a good job activating into the rush, into the cycle, getting in deep and creating chances from the back end. And Kate Manis, as we mentioned, picked up a couple of big goals last weekend. She'll look to add to her totals as well.
We could take a quick break as the teams do their final meetings in preparation for the second period.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Allen.
I'm Mercedes Chaffee.
My name's Lauren Mooney.
I'm Sadie Davidson.
My name is TJ.
My name's Caitlin.
And this is Items Before the 2000s.
That's the
Home Alone.
Yeah, poster for Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Home Alone.
I've seen these on like movies.
Same, but I don't know what they're called. Okay.
It's like you like play with them, you like keep them alive.
Like a little game toy, but I don't know what it's called.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, you had it. Tamagotchi? Thomas something?
Oh, perfect.
No, don't leave me hanging.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
We should just make a handshake at this point.
What the heck? Is it like a game thing? Yeah. Oh my god.
Um.
All right, we are ready for the second period. The teams have switched ends, and it's going to get a little snowy out there because no Zamboni to clean the ice.
Well, absolutely, Jared. Obviously, only a 15-minute period, so we've got maybe 5 minutes of play before it starts getting a little rougher than we're used to. But certainly by the end of this period, it'll be choppy, and you have to think that favors the trailing team here.
So that was Avery Holmes receiving a stick to the back of the head and getting upended, but the Barracudas are in the offensive zone. That shot bounced just wide off the stick of Peters in front, looking for the tip from the shot from Song as Holmes tries to keep it alive, but it's bumped away from her. And Holmes running a little interference as she goes off to the bench on Mentor, I believe. Shot rolls on Mooney, and we'll tally that one up for the Stars as it comes out in front, but Chaffee with a nice defensive play to kick that away and tie up Mentor into the near side wall. This is Flores now. Pass goes errantly out to center and all the way down the ice for Fonseca to retrieve for Ottawa. Parvin has it stolen away from her by Markakis, but taken right back by Mylène Lanlois, and so Burlington has to break back in again. Wardle tied up Peakenhagen, but she's got the puck again. Peakenhagen taking it to the far side, turning away from pressure. Quick defensive change for Burlington. It's dropped off to Allen, who's fresh off the bench. Markakis back for Peakenhagen now. Long wrist shot deflected on, and the rebound poking at it was Allen, and Marola able to find it and cover up.
Well, once again, Allen gets in deep. She steps right off the bench and goes after the puck in the corner. And it's Charlotte Peakenhagen, the forward, who steps back to cover the point, making sure that Allen is insured on that back end. And Peakenhagen threads the shot through. Allen digging for it in front of the net, can't bury.
Puck now behind the net. Bryn Pryor sends it to the line for Allen. Thought about the shot, gave it off to Manis, but it rolled off her stick. Murdoch picked it up, left it for Manis. Now behind the net, Pryor. Trying to fight off the Ottawa defenders, and it was a pass in front. Trying to catch the goalie looking the wrong way, but Manis hit the side of the net. This is Allen now for Manis again. Cross ice pass for Murdoch. Trying to find an option. Murdoch now near side, just missed Pryor as she found some space. East Ottawa has been tight on the defense in this early goings here so far. Humphrey with a long shot, and that is covered by Marola.
Well, anytime this top line comes out for Burlington, it feels like they're on the power play. They're just so dynamic at moving the puck around, creating chances, and getting bodies to the right areas. As that shot from Humphrey to the point, the couple of Barracudas with a flyby in front of the net, trying to get a bit of a moving screen and get in the eyes of Marola.
Puck rolled up off a stick, and Marola came out to glove that one and avoid any other calamities. Quick shot off the draw from Peters. Rises up over top of the net. Manis with another one. Flores was reaching in front for the tip, as Flores is out there now with the Averys. Pass ahead, cut off by Song. And Song tries to carry it herself, but too many bodies in front of her. Couldn't quite take it through, and the East Ottawa Stars try to set something up now from their own zone, but Lewis blew a tire in her own end, and it's quickly back the other way for Burlington. Pryor's shot off a skate and into the glove of Marola.
Quick second shift for a Pryor.
This period is brought to you by J-Man Farms, a southern Manitoba grain farm helping to feed the world.
Which makes it a double shift for TJ Flores as she steps out. So again, for these Barracudas, it's going to be a grind for the forwards as they get plenty of double shifts on that third line. And
that was one of those moments. Pryor going, I guess I'm getting off. Okay. Peakenhagen muscled that puck away and got it behind the net for Markakis, though. Markakis back to the line for Chaffee. Return to Markakis on the near side, trying to feather that shot through, and it does get all the way through, but it went wide of the net. Humphrey now in deep. Markakis let it go for Peakenhagen, and it rolled off her stick, and the Stars get it to the line, but not out. Markakis on it again. Back at the line now. This is Chaffee. Near side shot, kicked back out in front, and it just skidded away from Markakis, but Chaffee recovered it and kept the play alive. Rolled out to center, though, and Peakenhagen gloved it down and fires it in again on net. And I think we will call that one a shot, as that one was definitely directed on net by Peakenhagen. Right back the other way, though. Flanagan dumping it in for the Stars. Chaffee's after it for Burlington. Slams on the brakes behind her own net and sends a bouncing puck up to Pryor, who settled it down and got it off for Manis. Sarah Manis down behind the net to the near side wall. Tried to throw it in front. Murdoch now returned to Pryor. Big stop. Rebound goes up over top of the net from Allen, and Manis has got it again. Another shot off the mask of Marola, and she's reaching for that puck as it's just lifted out to center for Ottawa to take a breath, but two chances for Burlington there.
And that might be the best save that Marola's made all game on Bryn Pryor as she collects that centering pass, got it off in a hurry, just couldn't quite get enough air underneath it to get it over the pad.
Peakenhagen with a rising shot that's blockered down by Marola and out to center, and quickly back is Boyle for the Ottawa Stars. Her shot from the high slot goes off a skate, and Peakenhagen corrals the puck in and fires it round back of the net. Pinching in Fonseca. As Peters now trying to skate it out to center. Peters knocked away from her. Picked up by McDonald. Sent down in deep. Mooney out to play it. Holmes quickly to Kate Manis, and ahead now for Peters. Rolled off her stick again, and the Ottawa Stars are able to keep it in the zone just for a moment, though. Holmes after it. Peters going to the net. There she is in front, and it split the D, and Burlington unable to just hop off the ice in time. It's a too many players penalty against the Barracudas.
Well, just unfortunate timing for Burlington in the midst of a change. All sorts of chaos in front of the bench, and the puck ends up right there as Mercedes Chaffee was trying to get off, or maybe get on, I believe. Has to touch the puck, and Ottawa gets another chance on the power play. Last time they found themselves with a player advantage, Burlington had a couple of offensive chances, and they'll try and keep that up.
That's Allen getting it down the ice. Back forward is Emelina Belly. Got it ahead for Mentor. Now McKenzie off the skate. Chaffee trying to keep that puck on the far wall. Mentor behind the net. Tracked by Allen. At the line now. Fonseca across. Went off the stick blade of Belly, and Markakis is ahead, and Flores maybe got away with one there. Knocked Belly down with a cross check, but no arm from the official. And the penalty kill carries on. Wardle ahead now and skating it in past Chaffee. Chaffee rubs her out behind the net, centering it in front, and could not find it. Was McKenzie. Another shot blocked by Kate Manis. Dubé with that one, and Kate Manis with a great shot block in front to get it down the ice as well. Peakenhagen quickly on it, offensively here, and well, nothing comes of that one, though, as it was picked up again by East Ottawa.
Well, no worries, Jared. An offensive chance out of nowhere for the Barracudas, but an offensive chance for MMA McKenzie earlier.
There's a 2-on-1 now, fought off nicely by Mooney, as it was Lewis, I believe, in front. No, Parvin actually again looking dangerous on this power play for Ottawa. Rolling puck in front. Parvin again knocking it down. sweeping it in front, and Mooney able to make the save, comes out in front again dangerously, and Kate Manis knocking it away, and now 2-on-1 developing for the Barracudas. It's Peters, but it just rolled on her up the centering pass from Pryor, who tries to pick it up now. Peters for Pryor, waiting for the lane to clear, dropped it back for Allen, and it's blocked and picked up and carried out to center by Lewis.
Well, the game opening up out of nowhere here midway through the second.
Murdoch driving the net, went behind it. Now Allen, far side now, near side Chaffee. Pass cut off by McDonald and skated out to neutral ice. Parvin offside at the Burlington blue line.
Well, that power play for Ottawa, probably the best they've looked in this game. They get a few chances in front of the net. MMA McKenzie with the puck in her feet, and then Parvin with a chance. The puck just ending up in her skates as well. So East Ottawa a couple of bounces away from getting back into this one.
Humphrey across for Allen, now ahead for Manis. Nice toe drag to get by. Manis off the side of the net, but she picked up the rebound and sent it back to the line for Allen, who took a bump, and the net is off. I wondered if there might be a early anticipated hand pass there, but no, the net was knocked off, so they... Oh no, the face-off is going to come outside, I guess. Oh, perhaps not. It will remain inside. That was knocked off by East Ottawa, not Burlington. Just under 6 minutes to go in this second period.
Ellie Markakis getting a turn on the top line here.
And a big tie-up off that draw comes to Callista Song, who leans into one, bounces into the near corner. Pass ahead, goes by everyone all the way down the ice, but off a stick, so no icing. Song left it behind the net for Kate Manis. Her pass goes off McKenzie, but she got it right back, and Sarah Manis able to deflect it out to center. Markakis falling, got it ahead for Murdoch, and she's trying to wait for help here as Markakis heads to the net. Now there she is! And it's waved off as the net is heavily dislodged on the play in front, and you know, if we had the imminent scoring chance rule in Hockey Canada, that would count, but we still do not.
Well, that's a bad break for Burlington. I think that puck was going in regardless of whether that net was knocked off, and for Ellie Markakis, a great play, and she gets it started from her own blue line as she's falling, just shoveled that puck up for Claire Murdoch, who ends up setting her up in front of the net, and Markakis with a great forehand backhand move to put that into the sliding net.
Well, and Kevin Greco actually chatting with the official right now just about how, you know, it was rather obvious that the net was knocked off by the goaltender, intentionally or not. It was it wasn't just like dislodged, it was knocked off by the push across. So nice pass in front though for Wardle, and a penalty's coming to Burlington, I guess, and a slashing call going to go against Peters now.
Well, Peters just trying to slow down that partial breakaway, and stick gets up into the hands, and they're going to call that most of the time at least. And for Ottawa, they were good on their last power play opportunity, just couldn't beat Mooney, and they get another chance here in the second.
Well, when you talk about a bad break for Burlington, you have a very obvious goal called back because of the net being dislodged, and then they take an immediate penalty. So now we got some work to do as that shot doesn't get on, but the rebound knocked down by Parvin again in front, backhanded it on, and Mooney made the save.
When she had Boyle on the back door there, I don't know if she saw her, but Boyle seemed pretty open and could have had a tap in instead. I think it was Parvin who just tried to shovel that on the backhand. Mooney was there, and pretty simple stop for number 33.
Flanagan across for Belly, sends it in deep behind the net. Boyle lost the puck to Humphrey, and Chaffee fires it up the far wall, and it's deflected up and out of play, and I believe it was off the stick of Murdoch. So play will remain in the Burlington zone. Minute 26 left on this penalty kill. Brought to you by J-Man Farms.
That was a nice catch on the bench from the assistant coach on that puck that went out.
You got to have good reflexes these days, you know. Heavy battle for the puck now behind the net with Humphrey in there trying to shove at it. Chaffee as well. It went off the referee, though, and the East Ottawa Stars are able to come back up with possession. Little slash there on Humphrey as she intercepted that pass, and Peakenhagen is trying to break free now, and it's just knifed away from her by Fonseca at the last second, and Peakenhagen maybe looking for a penalty, perhaps shaking her head and shrugging her shoulders as she goes off to the bench.
Well, it was a very similar play to the one that put Avery Peters in the box just over a minute ago, and Peakenhagen breaks in trying to cut to the backhand and just has it disrupted at the last second as she can't drag it across.
Well, and sometimes with two officials, you'll get a difference in opinion of maybe what is a penalty and what isn't a penalty, and it was the front ref here that made the call against Peters and the different official on the back end on that other side, and could be a disagreement from officiating perhaps. As the Stars regain control in the offensive zone, Fonseca leans into his shot, blocked in front by Kate Manis. Fonseca with another one. That's gloved down by Flores this time. Flores came up with it and got it out to center, but Fonseca took it right back. And Delatzer got it in deep, but quickly back out and down the ice by Allen. And right on it is Markakis, wrapping around back of the net, trying to step out in front. Blocked by the paddle of Marola as the Barracudas return to full strength. Chaffee to Murdoch and return to Chaffee again. Trying to find Manis in front for the tip, but it sailed through the slot. Markakis left it for Sarah Manis again. Song at the line. Across for Chaffee. Long wrister bounces wide. Sarah Manis trying to pick it up again. Working her way to the front, just reaching for it. But it was just out of her reach, and it's cleared out to center now by Langlois and dumped in. Mooney, far side, Song, trying to get away from the forecheck of the Stars as we approach the final 2 minutes here in this second period. Langlois knocked it down at the blue line, but that was Sarah Manis bouncing it ahead for Murdoch, just rolling away from her, but she's still got it now as the Barracudas start a change here. Murdoch turning away again. Holmes on from the bench now. Murdoch out high slot. Pryor off the crossbar. And it goes to the near side where it's picked up by Parvin and skated out to center. Parvin tripped over the open ice, but it comes right to Wardle in front. And it just bounced away from her as Burlington clears it out and down the ice. Icing waved off. Murdoch trying to come up with it. Battling with Parvin. Holmes just has it knocked away from her by Flanagan. And it's up the near boards now. Humphrey, able to keep it alive. But Holmes decides to take it back out to center as the Barracudas have completed a change. Holmes fanned on her pass, but Peakenhagen lifted the stick of Mentor. And Belly dumped it in. This is Peakenhagen now. Coming up to this final minute here, McKenzie taking a swat at Peakenhagen as she skates it in herself. Pass off for Holmes. Shot stopped by Marola, and she hangs on.
Well, that's a nice little pass from Peakenhagen across for Holmes, but just slightly out of the wheelhouse of Holmes. Can't quite get that quick one-timer off. Has to hold on to it for half a second, and that's just enough to allow Marola to get across and make the save on a dangerous opportunity.
Manis back out with the Averys. Holmes won the draw to Manis. Got it back to Kate. Now cross for Song. Stutter step to bounce it in deep now. Avery Holmes into that far corner. Slams on the brakes. Tries to cut out in front, but it's knocked away from her and passed ahead for Dubé, who skates against Song. Song still shadowing her. Her pass goes off the stick of Song and into the area behind the net where Peters bounces it behind the net again for Song. Watched by Dubé again. Peakenhagen Backhands it out to center. Peters waits for it to arrive. She's got Manis going to the net. Tried to get it there, but it was off the skate of Belly, and Peters got it right back, though. Peters turning away in that far corner. Sends it to the line, but it bounced up over the stick of Song. The final 10 seconds in this second period tick away. Manis with maybe one last pass, but it just rolled away from Markakis. Flores, quick shot, goes just wide at the buzzer. As we end the second period, no scoring in this second period, but a 2-0 lead for Burlington now with 19 shots as we head into an intermission.
Well, it was a much better period in that middle frame from the Stars. They took the game a little bit more to the Barracudas, had a couple of good chances on the power play, and Lauren Mooney allowed to get into the game a little bit more for Burlington and came up with a couple of big stops to maintain that 2-0 lead. And for Burlington, they'll get a chance to breathe finally after 30 minutes without a break, and we will also get a chance to breathe.
Yes, we will. Zamboni out on the ice now as we head to break, and we will return for the third period in a few moments.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
yeah.
we're guessing items
Okay,
from
yeah.
before the 200.
Wow, that's long.
Yeah, that is.
Not 200.
I'm Sarah Manis.
And I'm Kate Manis.
I'm Claire Murdoch,
I'm Bryn Pryor.
and we're guessing items from before the 2000s. That's so good.
Well, it's gotta be like,
What are his pants called?
it's gotta be snow pants.
They look like the pants that referees wear. I don't know what they're called. Okay, we gotta come up with something.
I feel like snow pants.
Sure, let's go with snow pants.
Oh, track pants. No, they're not.
Pants, hockey pants.
No,
Track
they're like ringette pants. You know?
We have to show the camera. Okay, that's die.
He does.
It's okay.
He has a good number though.
Okay, besides the fact, the pants. Track pants?
Yeah, track pants.
Track pants. Final
Yeah.
guess, track pants.
I would have
Okay,
gotten
then.
that.
What? You know what that is?
Yep.
I've never heard that in my life.
I'm kidding, I don't know.
Isn't that called like a landline? No,
It's just a telephone.
but no, it's like a, what's it called? Not landline, but like,
It's just a,
landline, no.
what is
Telephone.
it?
It's a telephone.
Just a telephone, okay?
Yeah.
Where's mine, Keith? I swear, honey. I'm old, so
You
like,
are.
Wait, maybe I didn't. No, I didn't. I had the one
Like
where
a
you
toy,
draw.
like a game. Yeah, I have that too, and you like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
race
yeah,
and you crank them. Yeah.
Can you guess?
It's like an old type of DS.
I think it's like a game that like the guy like might like fall.
Yeah.
And you have to like push the button.
and he falls.
You have to like make him like stay up.
Floating man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It should be called that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Old floating game.
That's a Tamagotchi.
A what?
What?
A Tamagotchi.
Just headphones, like stereo. Yeah, man. CD headphones.
I don't know. Yeah.
Headphones.
Let's go with headphones.
We're looking for Walkman.
Walkman? Would have never got that.
Yeah.
Sidney Crosby as a child.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I
let's
don't
hear.
guess.
Yeah, let's hear yours.
Well, I don't know. It looks like a kid on the side of the street. Someone we know.
Is it Colin? No.
No.
No, Colin.
Is
Like
it Kevin? He has dark hair.
maybe, yeah.
It's Kevin.
Kevin. Correct.
Greco.
Oh, never mind. Jared. No.
Who do we know?
Someone we know. Like someone we know personally?
Like from the rank? Like in this organization?
Oh.
Who looks like that? Abdul! It's Abdul! Oh, did. Thank you for watching.
This was Items Before the 2000s.
All right, everybody, welcome back for the third period of Game 1 of the Provincials for your Burlington Barracudas. They have a 2-0 lead over the East Ottawa Stars, and I was, I was talking with our general manager, Lana Butler, off air there, and kind of saying, this is the team you want to put up some goals against for going forward.
Well, absolutely. I think the Barracudas wanted to be heading into this third period, which with a much larger cushion. As you mentioned, Jared, you want to get that higher seeding and ensure that you get yourself a bye into the semifinals and don't have to be playing in a early morning quarterfinal come Saturday. And as we mentioned off the top, a 9-1 win in their only regular season matchup for the Barracudas. I think they were hoping for something more along those lines.
Well, we'll see. We got a full 20 minutes up on the clock in this third period, and I mean, I know I would certainly prefer not to have to be at Scotiabank Arena or Scotiabank Pond for 9 a.m. on Saturday morning, but here we are with Callista's Song in the offensive zone, in deep for Holmes. It just skips by her, but this is Murdoch now. Drops it back to the line. Chaffee just held it in as it skipped over her stick blade. Murdoch tied up, but got it to Peters. Peters still on it. Ties up the defender. And a crowd gathers in the area behind the net. Squeaks free, and the pass goes out to center, kicked out by Pekenhagen. And she takes it round in her own zone, watched by Dubé. And I think the stick of Pekenhagen may have just tripped Chaffee there as Pekenhagen ties up Dubé. Pekenhagen stole the puck away from Parvin there as the Barracudas find themselves in their defensive zone early in this third period. Chaffee up the far side all the way down the ice, and that's got to be waved off as a player was changing for the East Ottawa Stars. Lewis was stepping off the ice, and that's got to be waved off for that reason.
Doesn't look like it will be, though, and Burlington will have to come all the way back down to their end.
Nice clean win off the face-off by Flores. And that goes all the way down the ice again, though, and that will be an icing call. I'll admit that one was clean.
And it should be, as Pekenhagen couldn't quite settle that pass down along the near side. Puck might have skipped on her a little bit along the boards, and for Ottawa, another chance to work in the offensive end. They've not had a ton of time down in Burlington's territory, and they look to take advantage.
Well, another nice win off the draw by Flores, but Pekenhagen loses it in her feet, and East Ottawa's right back on the puck, but a turnover caused by Flores and a pass ahead for Pekenhagen again. Pekenhagen just giving it off to Markakis, who had to reach back and try to get it out in front for Flores, but it was off a stick and didn't make it there. Flores again. Pekenhagen at the line with a long shot that's stopped by Marola. Flores trying to gather in the rebound, was badgered by a Star, and it was off a stick and back out to the center ice area. Deflected ahead by Markakis. She got a little too much of it, though, and this is Belly now with a long pass, trying to catch Papineau with it, but Humphrey checked her, and Mooney stopped it behind her own net for Allen. Pass ahead, bounces forward to Pryor, who dropped it for Humphrey, and that just skipped past Manis. Humphrey disrupting that pass to McDonald, and it's Fonseca now who dumps it in deep. Mooney out to play it again. Reversed it up the far side for Pryor, who tried to backhand it ahead, and she was tied up and taken down, and Manis had to come in to help her out. Sarah Manis's pass doesn't connect. Long shot off the stick of Mooney and knocked down into that far corner. Humphrey up to the line, and this one does get out to center with Murdoch. Manis coming up to help. Nice saucer pass back to Murdoch, and they score! There was multiple condiments of sauce on those passes, I would say, between Murdoch and Manis, and they are able to shovel one by Marola for a 3-0 lead.
Well, that was a beautiful little saucer pass on the return feed for Claire Murdoch. Sarah Manis takes the first pass on the 2-on-1, and it's the second pass that fools Marola. Manis could have shot that at any moment. Instead, just lifts that past the defender and onto the stick of Murdoch, who jams it home, and Burlington adds one more to their total.
Well, Peters fanned on her pass, but the second attempt got ahead for Markakis, who waited at the blue line for Holmes to come in and help her out, trying to drive the net there, and Marola with another save.
Well, Holmes just trying to jam that short side, and as she did, got a little bit of air on and off the pad, but Marola able to keep the post locked and shut that one down as Holmes is out, or sorry, Pryor is out there now with the Averys.
Peters in the high slot, gave it off to Kate Manis. Takes the slash and got it to Holmes and returned to Kate Manis now in that far corner. Pryor trying to create some space. Holmes going to the net. Pryor still with it, trying to get away from McKenzie. Gave it off to Song, who dumped it in deep for Holmes to go after. Tied up in that near corner by Flanagan. Peters came in to help out. Dubé knocked it off the glass, but not out. Peters gloved it, tried to chip it to Holmes up these near boards again, and it's Dubé now with a hard pass across. This is McKenzie now centering it in front. Stopped and held by Mooney.
Well, Callista Song doing a good job there of just getting in the passing lane. Mentor was trying to go to the net and get herself open. Song stays right with her and then gets the boxed out in front of the net as Mooney finds the puck and covers up.
Flores has been really good on the draws in this game for Burlington. Tie up in this near corner with Peakenhagen and Parvin. Parvin trying to muscle it behind the net. She's tied up by Humphrey, who tries to remove her stick from between Parvin's legs to make sure no tripping call was made. This is Delatzer now. Tracked by Flores. Tried to drop it back for Boyle. Goes to the line. A slap shot from Fonseca is blocked in front, and Peakenhagen winds up now down the left wing side. Peakenhagen still with the puck, dancing away from a poke check from Delatzer in front, but couldn't get it to the net, and it's bounced out to center by East Ottawa. Allen ahead for Peakenhagen. Markakis at the line, but it's off his skate, and Parvin backhands it into the Burlington zone again. Flores' pass doesn't connect. McDonald got in the way of that one, and it's chipped past Allen for Lewis now. 2-on-1. Save made by Mooney off the blocker. Murdoch racing to it. Trying to turn on the Jets now. Murdoch up with Allen. Murdoch centering it in front. Comes to Pryor. Just lifted it up over top of the net. Papineau on this far side. Pass blocked by Murdoch. Pryor intercepted the second attempt, but it rolled just away from her, so she's got to go back into her own zone. Gave it off to Allen. Ahead now for Manis. Pryor's now got it on the cross-ice pass. Takes it behind the net. Tries to find Manis in front. Big kick save, and a rebound goes up over top of the net as Marola stoned Manis in front. Belly as their teammates make a change. Song maybe got away with one there as well. Another cross check not called as the Barracudas cleared out to center again. Rolling puck off Murdoch. Second attempt ahead now for Mentor. Song watching her. Mooney with another save, and the rebound, they score. That's Dubé off the rebound, burying it past Mooney, and East Ottawa's on the board, 3-1.
Well, East Ottawa gets themselves back into it here. It's that rebound that I think Lauren Mooney's going to want back. She was just trying to kick it away to the corner, just gets a little bit too much on it almost, and it ends up right back out in front. And Burlington unable to clear the front of their net sufficiently to make that a safe spot. And East Ottawa takes advantage and gets themselves on the board.
Peters, fan on her pass for Holmes. Rolling puck on the near side, bounces to the line. Held up at the blue line by Chaffee. Peters is slow to get up off a collision on this near side wall here. And we'll see if Peters is staying out there, trying to walk it off as Holmes with a one-touch pass for Flores, and now it's Peters regaining control of the puck. Far side, Peters with a shot, and Marola makes the save.
Oh, that's a gritty play from Peters. She heads to the bench, still looking like she's in some discomfort, but she just toughs it out and stays out on the ice, gets into a good position, and manages to walk in and get a good shot away. Now she will earn a chance to catch a breather.
Manis racing towards it on this near side. Tied up by Wardle. Parvin comes out with it. Sent it behind the net for Belly. Pass ahead for Parvin. Nicely dragged through, and Parvin's got it now, but it's offside at the Burlington blue line.
Another nice play from Parvin. She just, again, displaying that confidence with the puck, especially in the neutral zone and on the transition. She's got a ton of speed, and she's got good hands as well, as she demonstrated there, and that makes her a very dangerous member of this Stars team.
One of the many graduates coming up this season for Ottawa. They're going to have a heavily impacted new roster going into next season, just as Burlington will as well. As the Barracudas can't get it out of their own zone, but it does get out now with Murdoch. And it's shoveled back the other way again by Belly. Boyle and Manis come together, and the pass is ahead for Pryor. One touch back to her from Murdoch. Just deflected away by Delatzer. And Murdoch left it for Manis in this near corner. She's upended, but no call coming. Allen waited for the screen, but Marola made the stop.
Oh yeah, Marola, despite this screen, does a good job tracking that puck. She saw it all the way, just gets aggressive, gets square, and makes sure that there's no rebound.
Holmes and Peters out with Peakenhagen now, and she's got the puck, left it for Song, who backhanded it ahead for Holmes, who takes a bump and falls to the ice from McDonald, and Peters trying to muscle it in deep. Peakenhagen's out there now. Two of the tallest players on this Barracuda team, certainly in the league out there as well now for Burlington, with Peters trying to dig it out. Comes to the high slot for Holmes, and she tried to get some extra oomph on that shot, but it went off a stick and over top of the net. Bounces off the lip of the boards on that far side, and a cross-ice pass behind Lewis as she's able to get it out and down the ice. Mooney out to play it, but it rolled away from her, and quickly on the attack. And that was Papineau, but to no avail as it's back out at center again. Fonseca threw that one towards the front of the net, and we'll count that as a shot, I think, as Mooney had to direct that to the far wall. Here goes Murdoch now out to center. Pass bounces to Markakis. Tried to send that in front. It was off a skate. Mentor receiving the pass from McKenzie. Dumps it into the near corner. Chaffee after it. Stopped up on the puck and gave it off to Humphrey, who banks a pass ahead for Murdoch. Markakis off the bench. Left it for Flores. High slot. Murdoch tipped it on, and she scores! 3 goals for Claire Murdoch, and another nice passing play for Burlington makes it 4-1.
Well, that is another great passing play. The odd player rush is they find the trailer Flores, and that spreads out the defense a little bit and allows Murdoch to just kind of sneak down onto that near post and tap that one in for the hat trick goal. And Murdoch's the difference in this game. A 3-goal lead, a 3-goal night for Murdoch, and once again, just a great start to this tournament.
Well, and a confidence booster for Murdoch as well, who we mentioned before had a couple of unfortunate plays last Saturday in the U22 Elite Championship weekend. 4 points for her on the night now as she deflects it ahead again into the offensive zone and goes after it against Flanagan. Flanagan was able to get it to the near side where Manis met it. Off a skate to Murdoch. Now sharp angle shot. Just fought off with the shoulder of Marola, and it goes out of play.
This period is brought to you by Canadian Cutting and Coring, serving the needs of the concrete drilling and sawing industry since 1964.
Rolling puck off the draw. It's scooped up by Ottawa. Banked off the boards out to center, right back in by Allen. Marola thought about playing the puck, comes up that far side wall, just bounced out to center off the skate of Kate Manis as she tried to keep it alive. Murdoch causes a turnover and bounces it out to center, but it was behind Manis. So Langlois goes back for it for Ottawa. Hit Wardle with a pass. And Wardle can't get by Kate Manis, though, and she got it ahead for Flores. Kate Manis now for Murdoch again. Out in front for Kate Manis, who was maybe hooked on that play a little bit, trying to drive the net. Puck went wide. This is Flores now. Kate Manis again on the attack. She's taken into the boards as she tried to make the play there, and that has drawn the penalty.
Well, Kate Manis again activating into the rush there, getting in deep and getting a chance. The puck was just out of her reach. As you mentioned, Jared, might have been held up a little bit as she tried to get in, but draws the penalty on the ensuing play. And once again, it's just as she gets in deep and gets after the puck in this near corner, gets bumped pretty hard. And now she will get a chance to quarterback another power play for Burlington.
9:05 left in this third period. Manis with a clean win off the draw. Over to Kate Manis now. Banks it ahead to her sister Sarah. Return to Kate now. Sarah Manis again playing pitch and catch. One-timer off the heel of her stick. And she's got to get back now as a 2-on-1 shorthanded develops for East Ottawa. Pass out in front off the pad of Mooney from McDonald. And the Barracudas quickly turn it back the other way with Peakenhagen. Charlotte Peakenhagen drops it for Sarah Manis, reaching to keep that going. Manis now with some space, trying to drop now for Murdoch, just missed the net. And it's going to roll out to center now, where Allen recovers it. Peakenhagen trying to get away from the forecheck of Dubé, excuse me. Allen now for Manis, return for Allen. High slot for Pryor. Near side now, Murdoch gloved by Marola, as Peakenhagen was down on the ice for something.
Peakenhagen was just causing some chaos in front of the net there as she got into the eyes of Marola, and Murdoch gets a good chance there, and that's could have been her fourth as she got that shot away on the near side. And
Holmes with the initial win off the draw, but she was tied up to the point where she was taken to the ice, and the East Ottawa Stars were able to get it out and down the ice. Allen back out to center again, though. Markakis fighting off a hook, trying to drag it to the front, but had her stick tied up again, and it's cleared down the ice by the Stars. Flores from behind her own net, bounced it out far side for Markakis. Ahead now for Holmes. Peters and Flores now driving the net. Peters couldn't get a clean shot away as a stick got in the way, and it's dumped out and down the ice again. Humphrey has to sidestep the referee to get back onto the puck. 5 seconds left in the power play for Burlington, and Humphrey's taken a slashing penalty on Wardle.
Well, yeah, Wardle just doing a good job taking advantage of that play that you mentioned, as Humphrey had to sidestep the official, and as a result didn't get on that puck quite as quickly as the Barracudas would have liked, and Wardle takes full advantage, gets right on the puck and causes a turnover and forces Humphrey to take that penalty. She tries to win the puck back.
Fourth power play of the game for Ottawa, but it'll be 1 second of 4-on-4, and now the player has returned to the ice for the Stars. Langlois on the defense. Dropped it off and battled back in again by Wardle, but back the other way is Burlington now just on side. Manis, nice little move to get by and took it behind the net. Murdoch went to the front. Manis still with it, though. High slot, spins and fires, and it goes just wide. Song pinching in to try and keep play going. Murdoch going to the bench as Song able to waste a bit more time and keep that deep in the Ottawa zone. Flanagan's pass doesn't connect, but Pryor lifted it straight into the Ottawa bench, so the face-off, I think, is going to come back, in front of the Burlington zone. So unfortunate bounce for Pryor, as just on the wrong side of that face-off dot, has to come all the way back out in front of the Burlington zone. Lifted all the way down the ice by the Barracudas. Flores thought about going after it, but Fonseca was going to beat her out anyways, so she's got the puck now. Nice pass out into the middle for McKenzie, but she's battled off the puck, and it's cleared down the ice by Burlington.
Good penalty killing here from the Barracudas. They spent a solid amount of time in the offensive half of the ice, which is always what you like when you're shorthanded.
Dubé able to win that puck battle, trying to step away from Markakis, lost the puck. It was knifed away from her, and McKenzie now trying to dig it out with Mentor, and it's just poked away by Pryor and out to center again. Second attempt off the lines person, and Burlington has to recover again as the Stars are able to get a pass away, but it's off the boards and out to center, and that should have been a hand pass, I think, unless it was received in the Ottawa zone, in which case, of course, it would not be, as it's swept back out to center again by Burlington. 5 seconds to go, and the penalty to Humphrey. Here goes Flanagan. Shot right into the breadbasket of Mooney, and she hangs on.
Well, it's just been a solid game from Lauren Mooney. As we've mentioned a couple times, she hasn't seen a ton of work through the first 2 periods and first 3 quarters of this third, but she's done a good job at staying engaged in the game and making the stops when the Barracudas need them.
Nice block in front by Song, and it's scooped up now by Peters, but the pass deflects off the tip of the stick of Peakenhagen, and she's unable to receive it cleanly. So the East Ottawa Stars to deflect it in deep again. Song trying to steal the puck away. Referee gets in the way again as Holmes and that was Papineau get tied up together. Peters trying to take it away, and she does, but she's got no one with her. Peters just trying to keep play alive in the offensive zone, and it rolls back out to center. Manis has to wait for Peters to get onside, turning away from McDonald. Peters has it poked away from her, and quickly onto the ice was Parvin, but Holmes bumped her a little bit, and I think Parvin tripped Manis as she was trying to play the puck there, but no call as the Barracudas try to break out. Pass across, and Pryor was coming over to this side of the ice, so she has to go back after it. Takes a slash and sends it in front, and Murdoch just got a stick on it, but Marola was there to keep it out. Manis taking it away again and driving the net. Another save for Marola, and she hangs on to this one.
Well, another great chance there for Claire Murdoch as she gets to the front of the net and receives that pass from Pryor, who won the race to the corner, and just nearly a simple tap for Murdoch, but Marola makes another good stop. She's been really good for the Stars in this one, and is a big part of the reason that it's not a much bigger score for Burlington.
3.5 minutes left in this third period. 4-1 score for Burlington. Allen sends it to the open side. Referee has to sidestep Murdoch as she picked up the loose puck. Murdoch tried to backhand it in deep, and she fanned on the backhand and got rubbed out as she went to go after it, but Pryor got it to her, trying to send it in front again. Rolling puck poked at by Allen to keep it in deep. Flores from behind the net tried to hit Pryor on the short side, and it came back to the line for Allen. Now Murdoch in deep. Flores bumped into by Flanagan, and Wardle got the stick up on Flores, but she's able to dig it out. Tries to cut to the net. Rolling puck, and the blocking hand of Marola covers it up.
Well, a strong play from Flores coming out of the corner there as she has to fight through a couple of stick checks, and as she tried to get that sharp angle shot away, maybe trying to find some daylight in the top corner, just had her stick checked at the last second. Still managed to get it on goal, but it's a pretty simple stop.
Face-off goes to the corner. Markakis picked it up there. Sent it in deep for Flores. Now at the line, Song handcuffed her a little bit, but she was able to find it in her feet. Flores bumped and got it back to Song. 2 tries to get it to Markakis. And the Barracudas now get away from that near side wall. Tip in front by Peakenhagen. Off the shot from Kate Manis goes just wide. Stopped at center by Markakis. Song trying to get it ahead, but Fonseca got in the way. And it's picked up by Flores at her own blue line. Dropped it for Peakenhagen, who has to try and get away from Dubé. And Peakenhagen sends it behind the net for Song. Bounced it off the boards for Markakis, and quickly for Peakenhagen now. Peakenhagen to the net. Backhanded it just wide. Kate Manis swiping at it and keeping it in the offensive zone. Peakenhagen driving to get it, and she's got it out in front, and it rolled just by Markakis, but Manis has got it, working her way through, and that shot is blocked in front by Fonseca, but it's sent all the way down the ice for an icing call.
Well, what a shift that was from Charlotte Peakenhagen. She just moved the puck so well as she skated through the offensive zone and then finds a loose puck at the side of the net, wins the race to it, and creates more chances in the offensive end for Burlington, and then sets up Sarah Manis, who makes a couple of nice moves of her own to create that chance.
Minute and a half to go in this third period now. Holmes leaves it in deep for Manis, trying to come out in front. Stick lifted, but Holmes with a wraparound. Swiping at it was Peters. It was loose in the blue paint, but she just missed it. Shafi with a rolling puck. Fought off by the blocking arm of Marola. Behind the net now it's Holmes. Puck bounced on her, and it's scooped up by Dubé and lifted down the ice by Mentor for Mooney to play. Humphrey has Murdoch. Oh, and that's cut off nicely by the stick of Belly. Otherwise, Murdoch was home free on a breakaway. One touch by Lewis is intercepted by Peakenhagen, and she's being badgered by Papineau now, so she sends it behind the net to the near side for Kate Manis. Now it's Allen lifting it into the offensive zone. I think that went off the lines person again, but Bryn Pryor is able to get there. Allen at the line for Pryor once more. Tight forechecking of Ottawa, trying to keep it to the perimeter. In deep now for Murdoch. Hooked up a little bit on that play, but she's found a lane to the net. Allen in front, and that shot is blocked. As we come to the final 10 seconds, maybe one more for Burlington. Pryor behind the net, trying to throw it out in front. It's off a stick, goes to the far side. Peakenhagen throws it on. Back out in front again. Murdoch's got to shoot it, and the buzzer goes for the end of the game. One more shot there for Burlington from Murdoch on the short side as they take this one 4-1. And that is game one for Burlington. A dominant victory, and as we talked, maybe wanting another goal or two there in this game, but 35 shots for Burlington to Ottawa's 11 as we carry this one into tomorrow morning's game two.
Well, yeah, it's a really great game for the Barracudas, but how about Alessia Marola for the East Ottawa Stars, making some absolutely huge stops and keeping that a much closer game than it probably should have been based on the run of play. And for the Barracudas, they'll take the win, obviously, and go into tomorrow, try and keep the momentum rolling in their afternoon game.
Well, and endurance is going to be a big point in tomorrow's contests because we've got two games. It's Kingston, the Kingston Ice Wolves. They face tomorrow at 10:45 at Scotiabank Pond, and then we're back in at 7:30, I believe, as we take on the Central York Panthers. We'll be back. But we'll be back for those games, but that's it for us here at Westwood. We're over for Scotiabank Pond for the rest of this tournament as we take a moment to thank our sponsors for one final time: BDO Canada, Skids Away, Pallet Sales and Recycling Solutions, Canadian Cutting and Coring, and J-Man Farms. Once again, we'll see you tomorrow morning at Scotiabank Pond and it's 12:45, excuse me. It's 12:45 p.m. So we'll see you tomorrow afternoon at Scotiabank Pond.